Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into a structure that honestly doesn't just challenge history, it forces us to completely rethink the entire timeline of human intelligence. We're going to be decoding the celestial calculus of the Konark Sun Temple, which is this absolutely unbelievable ancient marvel of engineering and astronomy.
So let me ask you a question. What if a 700-year-old sundial is actually more accurate than the digital watch on your wrist right now? I know, it sounds totally impossible, right? But the Konark Sun Temple isn't just some static stone building. It essentially functioned as a giant, highly precise stone computer, calculating the very rhythm of the universe long before the telescope was even a thought in someone's head.
Section 1. The Giant Stone Computer.
Okay, let's dive into this. To really wrap our heads around Konark, we have to completely reframe how we look at it. This temple actively bridges ancient Vedic cosmology, their really deep, profound understanding of the universe, with modern astrophysics. Inside this stone masterpiece is a precision tool that literally rivals modern GPS. The ancient builders managed to create a device calculating the exact rhythm of our solar system, using absolutely nothing but carved stone, shadows, and an incredibly brilliant understanding of the cosmos. Now, the sheer scale of this really hits home when we look at high-definition LiDAR scans. These scans reveal that the temple is built as a colossal chariot mirrored in stone, complete with 24 massive stone wheels. And here's the crazy part. These aren't just for show. Along with the 7 horses carved into the structure, they represent the exact spectrum of light and the days of the week in Vedic tradition. The entire architectural layout is perfectly designed to mirror the sun's exact path across the sky.
Section 2. The Geometry of Time. So how do you actually use this thing? Well, reading this 13th century sundial is a brilliantly designed, multi-step mechanical process. First off, you observe the shadow cast by the wheel's central spoke. Then, you cross-reference that exact shadow with these intricate inner and outer reel markings. And those markings are ingeniously designed to account for seasonal shifts in the sun's position. Finally, step 3, by calculating the intersection of those shadows and carvings, you can pinpoint the exact hour, minute, and get this, even the precise second. And this, right here, brilliantly illustrates the sheer genius of those ancient builders. When you extract the mathematical constants embedded in this temple and compare them directly with modern NASA solar orbital data, it's wild. They perfectly align. The celestial calculus carved into these ancient stones matches the precise solar orbital data our space agencies are meticulously collecting today. It's just a stunning synchronization of stone and stars. Section 3. The Magnetic Levitation Mystery. 52 tons. To put that into perspective, that is the staggering weight of the legendary lodestone magnet that historical investigations say once capped the temple's absolute highest peak. Now, this wasn't just some local myth or legend. We are talking about deeply sophisticated structural engineering here. The builders essentially manipulated physics to anchor massive structures. They created an environment where a massive iron idol was literally suspended in mid-air by pure magnetic flux, this invisible, incredibly powerful web of magnetic energy. Just imagine for a second standing inside a 13th century structure and seeing a huge iron idol levitating there, entirely unsupported, just locked in place by the magnetic pull of that 52-ton lodestone up above. Unbelievable, right? But as you might guess, this immense magnetic force had some pretty intense unintended consequences. Historical records actually reveal that the compasses of European trade ships passing by spun wildly out of control. This ancient electromagnetic field was so incredibly strong that it acted almost like a giant beacon, actively interfering with and disrupting the navigation systems of ships sailing off the coast.
Section 4. Lost Secrets of Immortal Engineering.
First, we really need to consider the brutal environment this temple was built in. It faces high salinity coastal erosion. That means an aggressive, totally salt-heavy ocean air environment is constantly blasting the structure. Normally, this causes standard building materials to rust and degrade incredibly fast. This is the exact battle the temple's materials have had to fight every single day for over 7 centuries. Yet somehow, it completely defies those coastal elements. The lost engineering techniques used here are truly mind-boggling. I mean, they utilized these massive iron beams with an inexplicable chemical composition that have remained completely rust-free despite all that high salinity air. Combine that with highly sophisticated interlocking stone joinery, and what you get is structural survival over centuries without needing any modern reinforcements whatsoever. And this unbelievable physical endurance is deeply connected to its astronomical purpose. The physical layout itself acts as this permanent map, aligned perfectly to specific equinoxes and cosmic gateways. It was built to withstand the harsh elements immortally, simply because the cosmic cycles it was designed to measure are themselves immortal. Section 5. Blueprint for Modern Astrophysics. The reality of this ancient data is just astounding. Ancient Vedic cosmology, using the math physically embedded right there in this temple, successfully predicted complex solar cycles. And what's absolutely wild about this is that we are only just now confirming those exact predictions using our most advanced recent deep space probes. The ancient blueprint is literally matching our highest-tech orbital observations today. Because this ancient data is so invaluable to us, there's a massive global effort currently underway to save it. We're seeing intense UNESCO preservation efforts focused entirely on resurrecting the sun chariot. Right now, teams are creating highly accurate digital twins of the temple and utilizing AI-driven structural reconstruction to ensure that none of this ancient mathematical and engineering genius is lost to further erosion or time.
Which really leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative thought to ponder. As we map out our ambitious 2026 space exploration goals, we kind of have to look back at the celestial calculus of Konark and ask, was ancient engineering actually superior to ours, or are we just finally catching up? It's a question that completely forces us to rethink the limits of ancient human intelligence. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep asking the big questions.